So this video is about to get very heated, and I am about to fire some shots at some individuals that decide to kind of focus on creating their own source of news and controversy, and even going out of their way to create hit pieces against the author of Mushoku Tensei, but they decide to not actually talk about content that legitimately is needing to be talked about, aka the Magical Sempai author getting harassed. It's like, it really just goes to show priorities, that Anime News Network is focusing on harassing people and jumping into that and creating controversy instead of actually trying to talk and speak out about what's actually going on and how this is unacceptable. Because it is unacceptable. Let's dive headfirst into this. So, I found this out thanks to this post right quick, and I decided to hunt down the article, which, I found very easily, and I went to the article, and I gave this a good read, and then they gave a source, which comes to this Japanese post and all that, and it all seems to really check out. And let's just give some groundwork here, okay? So, Magical Senpai's offer gets canceled, or basically harassed, for drawing NSFW artwork, and deletes her Twitter account and Fanbox account because she did a commission. And let's kind of explain this, okay? So if we dive deep into this, basically, a fan requested her to make a commission artwork of one of her main characters, and she was surrounded by a bunch of guys. And obviously, she did it, okay? Yeah, it's her character, it's her stories, whatever, she did it. And automatically, as soon as this happened, obviously, people went to social media and started criticizing. There's nothing wrong with criticism, so to speak. There's nothing wrong with that. But they started to take it very far to the point they started editing wiki pages. They started to say she was disgusting, all sorts of things. And the author obviously didn't help by replying in certain ways and all that. And it kind of fanned the flames. But at the same time, you gotta imagine, from an author that, just draws things they're not probably used to, a really big public showcasing, like, a lot of people dive bombing at them, it probably can be very overwhelming. I know for a fact it can. If you have thousands or hundreds of thousands of people coming after you and saying, oh, this is disgusting or whatever, it's going to get to you mentally. It really will. And interestingly enough, this isn't actually from the West. This is Japanese fans that were doing all this targeted harassment. I'm willing to bet you that there was people from the West as well, but it seems to be more or less the Japanese fans that were doing this, which is just wow. It goes to show it's not just the West with a lot of these type of problems. But anyways, getting into the main topic, basically her message added more fuel to the fire, and she eventually removed her Twitter account, removed her, Fanbox account, and that's basically where it's been left at. She's been AWOL, and let's give a little bit more context. This is a series that was popular enough to get an anime, and it obviously had a 12-episode anime. It seems to be relatively popular on Crunchyroll, and the anime overall, doesn't have probably the best ratings on my anime list, but legitimately, can we trust my anime list ratings? I haven't personally watched this show, so I can't say anything about it. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm going to be completely honest here, but the point of the matter is that it obviously was popular enough to get an anime, and this is the offer and what they've written. And when you take a look at this, I recognize a piece of work from them that I have reviewed in the past and read and watched. Demi-chan. And some of you might recognize this series. This is Demi-chan. It's about, like, the monster girls, the different monster girls. Like, you have the Dullahan, you have the vampire, you have a succubus, and they all have their own problems within the school while you have the human trying to take care of them. It's a very interesting story. And I've always waited for, like, a season 2, so to speak, of the series, but obviously we've kind of never got that. But I really liked Demi-chan. Like, it was a really good series. I really like Demi-chan, and apparently they, didn't actually write the main story, but they did do, this anthology comic or whatever, so I don't know the full gist of exactly what this is, but, they obviously wrote a piece of this story that I really do like. But anyways, back on topic though, the author that, is obviously wrote a few works, they're probably not very well known in the public eye, and probably, Tejina or Magical Sempai is probably one of their most popular works. They got a lot of backlash for things, and I don't think it's okay. I guess this is a hot take nowadays, but I don't think it's okay to harass anyone over an anime fan art. I don't think that's okay. The author was drawing art of their own character. and commissioned at that by a fan. And just to see the overall outrage of that, it's just like, that is just put on the hazmat suit. It is extremely toxic. But, yeah, I wanted to comment on this because what's fascinating is that this is obviously going on, and this obviously just happened recently, as you can see this article posting, but, this is going on, and as I already fired shots at the beginning of this video, Anime News Network rather tried to question the morality of the offer and completely do hit pieces on them to the point to where they have to apologize, and even potentially cause something like what's going on here eventually because of just the overall drama that's been circulating around it. It's just gross to me. It's very gross just kind of seeing what's going on and how, like, a lot of news sources, especially, like I said, Anime News Network, puts hit pieces out on people and creates this kind of controversy as well. But then you also have it to where they have a piece of story here. Like, this is a story that they could talk about, but they are not going to talk about it, because you can see this is their latest stuff on this, what I'm showing here, and they don't talk about it. It's like, oh, okay, I mean, clearly we know what's driving them. I mean, hell, like, if you look at, like, the comments on the post right here, it says enough, and you compare it to their other posts all around and all that, it shows what's drawing in traffic. It shows what people are kind of outraged or talking about and all that. So, Anime News Network, I guess, are farming, but at the same time, it's just like, they're creating their own news. They're not actually reporting on it, which is kind of sad, because a long time ago, I used to come to this site a lot to actually, you know, look at their topics and stuff, because they do post some good, interesting news articles. And I'm not saying everyone a part of this site is like what happened with, you know, these articles of Mushoku Tensei, but this title, the internet's most trusted anime's news source, you mean you're creating your own news source. You're trying to create it. But anyways, I wanted to talk about this. I felt this was very gross, and like I said, I guess it's a hot take nowadays to, you know, even have fan art, etc., because people are like, oh, if you do this, you're automatically gross and should be canceled. Society, man, has really devolved. It really has. But, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I wanted to talk about this. I personally have never watched Magical Sempai. I guess I might need to correct that. But it's very sad that the offer had to basically shut themselves off and completely close their account and all that because of just the overall, you know, harassment. That's not okay. And just, man, it's, what a situation. I don't have any words in the English dictionary to really describe just how disappointed I really am on this circumstance. But I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Let's see what happens next. But anyways, be safe, stay healthy, Chibi out.